everyone. Welcome to In the Grove. I am Sue Heaton, and our guest today is also a co-host of In the Grove. Good to see you, Jeff.
Great to be here. It's weird to be on this side of the interview.
Well, you also have another very important role in the village. You are one of our trustees. Everyone knows that by now.
Yeah.
How many years have you served?
It'll be 19 years this summer.
On. Really, I am surprised. It's been 19.
I am too.
Yeah, you're permanently planted in that position.
Well, not permanently, but
Well,
it's been a while. When I started, I was the youngest, and
the
now
newcomer?
I'm the oldest.
Is that...
So, but we have some really great young people that
are
come on, and I feel great about the village is going to be taken care of.
The circle of life.
Yep.
We must all be.
Well, we all have ideas, and we always
and
need
fresh
new ones.
New ideas
exactly.
to it.
Yeah.
But your role here as trustee today is to talk about an annual event that's been taking place. How many years now?
It's been over 15 years. I'm trying to remember.
Even that amazes me that it's been 15 years. So we're talking about the recycling.
Recycling, yes. Electronics
papers
and paper.
And electronics. And I have to say, spring cleaning, I usually start in the garage. And there's all this accumulated. What do we do with our stuff, Jeff?
I don't want to say I'm a hoarder, but I hate to get rid of stuff. But
you are like that too.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of important documents that we've been told should not just be discarded.
Right.
They should properly be taken care of. So the village is providing another day.
Yeah, it's, obviously people have documents that they have that they don't want to throw out in the trash or in the recycling bin where people can go into it, certain bank records and personal things. Plus also, people are sending you stuff all the time with your name on it and special codes on there for you to...
So you mean even some of that junk mail that I just right away put in the... should not so freely be tossed?
A lot of people, they can do what they like, but I tend to tear off the name and recycle in the regular recycling the rest of the paperwork that doesn't have any kind of name or anything on it. And then I just save. I have boxes for old bills, and I have boxes for kind of junk mail and stuff that I don't want, just a portion of the address and all that. And I save that for this recycling.
Well, maybe I should mention, but again this year I received notice from business that my information had been compromised. And what did I receive in the mail just last month? I now have a brand new Medicare number because they say you've been compromised.
Mm-hmm. Nowadays,
so I wouldn't have thought, but perhaps I should go more carefully.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
And websites nowadays, in fact, I was just talking to somebody this morning. I got an email from a relative of theirs, and I didn't open it because I thought it was weird, and I asked them, they go, oh no, she got hacked. And they got into her emails, and they send an email for an invitation, and they say, click on it for the invitation. So you know this person, but they get their mailing address, or they're all their
It makes me so uncomfortable.
Address book.
It's
tough.
It does. And then it's like, how far do you take this how far do you have to be worried, concerned that we're getting into finances here? So we need to recycle properly is the point of what the village is now.
One of the reasons why after doing this, when we started 15 years ago, we did right outside the back of the village hall, and it was Mike Cavallini. I don't know if you remember him.
I remember
in charge
Mike.
It was our sanitarian.
Right.
And it was myself and 3 other volunteers, and we just had cars just pull up, and maybe we had 50 cars or something, and we would dump the stuff into bins, and then they would shred it, 1 truck. Now we're up to 3 trucks, and it's a whole facility over at the Public Works building on Devon. And over the years, we've been able to get it streamlined to where we used to, when we first started, the line was all the way down Tawny Road, almost to the post office, to Devon. Now we can snake everybody in on the property at Devon.
They don't have to wait
as
long.
And they're there for 10 minutes max now. Where it would be like an hour maybe to wait in line or more. So we've streamlined it quite a bit.
Do people who are really conscientious and into this, do they save all this for 1 year and pile it up in their...
A lot, yeah, I do.
They
because
really do.
I do. I mean,
You really do pile it up and then clear it out once a
again,
year?
when you say pile out, I mean, I have a box, but when I tear off just
Yeah.
the name and address of
Okay,
all
so
the
then it doesn't get
it
that
turns
bulk.
into
I got
one
you.
banker's
Yeah.
box.
Okay.
Like that. And then, but then any bills or things like that I keep for a certain period of time, then I just take a bunch of them that have been around for 6 months, because you always want to go back and check a bill or something. Put that in a box. And I have a bunch of Village stuff that I get a lot of paperwork.
Oh,
So, I have extra
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
bring that there to shred. But
To shred.
I'd say a majority of people come with a couple paper bags full of like papers that they have.
Well, that's a good question. So the people that want to participate, what are the qualifications? How do you bring it? In what?
Well, here's how it would set up. You'll come to Devon. There'll be a police officer out on the street directing traffic and all that. And then there'll be people to greet you as you pull in the property to check to make sure you're a resident of Swank, which is the suburban waste recycling group.
By just showing your driver's
license. And there's probably 20 towns that are in it. So we get money from Swank to do this. So we're lucky to host it. But they'll check that to make sure you're a member, and then you'll get in line. And they'll ask you, do you have electronics and paper, or just paper, or just electronics? So they'll set you in two different lines. So one, if you're just paper, you'll streamline and go around the building to where the paper shredders are. If you have electronics and paper, then you'll go in another line.
Oh.
They'll take your electronics out of your car for you, and then you'll go and move around. And again, you end up for the paper line where we have another shredding truck on the other side. So it's really quick, and they don't have to lift anything. We take the stuff out for you. So you pull in.
Just open the.
That's all you have to do. And believe me, I've learned so many different cars on how they unlock, and people don't realize how to unlock it while the car's running.
Yeah.
So we learn a lot to try to get out. But most people, they'll have like paper bag, like Trader Joe bags are big because they're paper. I don't know why, or else the banker boxes and things like that.
Yeah.
We do not keep that product. So when we empty a bag or a box, and that we put it right back in your car.
Oh, you
can
get the
reuse
bag
it
back.
because that just piles up more stuff for us. So we empty that. Like I said, we have a bunch of volunteers, and when you stop by where we're unloading, you're there for 30 seconds, and then you're gone. So we'll take everything out.
So when you accept it, is it shredded there on site, or then
right in
trucked
front
off?
of you? So some people are a little leery.
Yeah.
And so we have them unload, and they pull their car up off to the side, and there's they almost look like our recycling dumpsters, but that's where we throw all the paper, and the machine picks it up, dumps it into the truck, and there's a video camera right on the truck.
Really?
And you can watch the product being
so no
shredded
doubt
up.
there. When you leave, you know it's been shredded.
It's safe. So if you want to stay there and watch, you can do that.
Where does the final shredded product end up?
You know what? I don't
yeah.
know, but it's used for stuffing of certain things,
sure.
and I'm sure, or else they might even recycle it like
somehow.
that and make it in you see these cardboard trays that are not in cardboard, they're special that you get at McDonald's or somewhere else or at Starbucks. That's made from recycled paper. So there are certain things, but I can't get it. I don't know.
You don't know
exactly.
exactly.
But plastic goes here and there. So I know they try to reuse everything, but this way, then there's any kind of document stuff that's in.
So the resident can feel peace of mind finally.
Right.
Important information and start all over on the next day's mail.
That's basically, like I said, it works out ever since when we first started doing this. I mean, I had a lot of papers, and now I just, have probably 2 boxes that I bring.
What did we do
there.
before this?
Well, we threw stuff out, and
and
again, nowadays, people are getting really sneaky on how they steal your
at one
stuff.
point, I lived in a more in a condominium complex, and I went down to the parking garage kind of late at night, not a lot of people around, and I did see a resident going through. Who would even think to do that? But they were fishing around there. You don't know for what, but I found it amazing that somebody would be doing that. Can you imagine going through a dumpster?
Even by accident, you put stuff in your recycling bin, and the night before, and a storm comes through. I've found papers on my front yard from neighbors that had all their information about their electric bills and their other stuff and this and that. I'm like, so I just took it myself and put it in my recycling stuff or my shredding stuff,
Sure.
to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So, but nowadays you got to be so careful.
We really do. Now, you mentioned electronics. Is that more involved? What are the guidelines?
Yeah, there are limits of what we'll bring in.
Like televisions were questionable.
Yep. Well, and believe me, we've taken big televisions, so the old ones that were like 150 pounds with the large backs, 35-inch TVs.
You take them?
We did, and we do, but there's not a lot of them left out there anymore.
Yeah.
Thank goodness they've gone to the flatter screens. But sometimes these TVs, they are cheap and they only last for so long. So I see a lot of flat screens being recycled,
so
and they don't have to. They obviously don't have to be working or anything. If it's damaged or that, we take it. And what they'll do is they put in these giant. They're on skids, but they're giant boxes, and they just put computers in there. They put the old TVs, everything, and then they put it into a semi. Well,
when you're talking about safety and protection, now we're talking computers. How do you? I'm sure there's a way you can clear it before you hand it.
Well,
or do you get it and you just smash it up so you don't have to worry?
Well, you can erase it. Myself, I know a little bit till I know I can take the hard drive out of it. And that's what I do. I take the hard drive out of any old computer I have, or I smash it up and make sure that nobody can read the disk or anything. Because you never know. Like you say, that when they say you do something online, it's never goes away. I've got to figure that. I mean, that's just my thing. But if you can't do, I've never heard of an issue in 15 years that we've had of somebody having anything. But there are ways you should wipe your memory
before you
clean, definitely. Before you do that, just for your state of mind and all that. But we'll take old computers with the big screens, anything like that.
DVD
players. We won't take things like toasters, refrigerators, vacuum cleaners.
Imagine someone hauling a refrigerator over.
You know what? It's electronic.
Tell me you've seen.
No, I haven't seen one yet. But we have seen microwaves, and we don't take those. Anything like that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, no microwaves. And all this stuff we're talking about, anybody can check ahead of time on our website.
Sure.
It's got a list of everything that we accept and what we don't accept. So, there's a whole list of everything.
Because if you don't accept it, are people able to put it out for garbage pickup day?
I'm sure you can throw it in the trash as long as it'll fit in your dumpster.
Really?
Yes.
And it is okay? You don't have to hide it in a black bag?
No.
It is acceptable?
They'll take it. We'd rather you recycle it. Now, also with Groot that we have is you can actually recycle a TV during the year. You just have to call them ahead of time and say, I've got an item. I think you're allowed one item a week. Actually, if you get it, they'll even maybe haul away a refrigerator and a washer or dryer. But that may be a charge of like $25.
Oh, I would think. That's a lot of extra effort. But maybe a two-man.
Clients' places charge you $50 to $100 to take it away when they replace it. So, but you didn't need to check the website on that. But nothing huge like that, and it has to fit in your car. So, don't bring a washer, don't bring, something like that. A lot of portable phone or, cell phones, video game consoles we'll take.
You do take olds?
Keyboards, fax machines, things like that. Yeah, they'll take all that. And then, like I said, you pull up, you open your doors, our people will take it out of there. You don't even have to get out of your car. And so it'll go in there.
There's one item I think one year when I was participating, I questioned, have one of those like lawn with that battery, what kind of?
Oh, the battery operated.
Those big, what do you call those type of batteries? Not the double A's, the big ones for
the rechargeable big.
For like snow blowers and that.
Snow blowers, lawn mowers,
that
even
kind of battery. Do you take
now batteries, we don't even take batteries.
Okay.
Those batteries are a whole different deal. Now we collect small batteries here at the Village Hall. You know what? That's a good question because I don't know. They haven't been around that long enough to where I think that it's become a problem. But that is it's not ion, but I'm trying to remember the type of what that is. But we do not accept any, not even AAA batteries. Right. This is just electronics and that. But if they have AAA, smaller batteries than that, we have bins at the Village Hall that they can come in and put those in. But it's not part of this.
And speaking of recycling, just came to my mind when you said Village Hall. Christmas lights, for some reason, that's its own separate. If you want to get rid of those.
We have bins. Well, we stopped doing that in beginning of April, I think. where we collect them. We
take
collect it
up
from
to-
before Christmas to I think it might be April 1st, or it
So
might be
instead
April
of
3rd.
just putting them in
They recycle those, so they'll take them and
recycle.
reuse the tree or the bulbs and the wires. So, and we just put those in the recycling bins that are right by the council chambers, where you can do
So
that.
have we mentioned what date this is going to
Yeah,
take?
I want to get into the times. So it's June 6th, which is a Saturday. It's always the first Saturday of June,
Sure.
and it's from 9 to 12. And people don't have to get there too early because they want to get in line before, and they would line up and all that. It goes really smoothly, so you can go at about 10 o'clock, not have to rush. 10:30.
Sleep in a little late if you want.
Oh yeah,
Soon.
before people just get in line.
Yeah.
But it's been so smooth the last few years, and it's taken years to kind of get the traffic line set up and how we've split up. The employees here at the village have do a phenomenal job. Public Works, the mayor's office, people who run our special events, they're fantastic, and every year they come up with something different. And it's rain or shine. So if it's raining, I've been out there in the rain.
No problem for us in the car.
No, but we'll do it, and we take it out of there. No matter what, it's going to go off. And it's at our Public Works facility, which if you live in Elk Grove, you should know where that is on Devon, near Tawny Road, but it's 450 East Devon.
So I think we've covered most of these. How often? It's held once a year.
Yep.
How long do you expect to wait in line? Not long.
No, in fact, the average time was around 10 minutes.
We know where they can find out more information. Just go
Village website,
online.
and it'll list all that. One thing I do want to point out, though, about the paper shredding, because we do get a lot of people that come with stuff like in binders, like, plastic
you don't want
binders.
The binder. Yeah, you need those papers out of there.
Coated or some kind of the plastic binders, the sleeves that they use and all that. We can't do that. So people, if they're on big clips or things like that, take the clips off.
Staples?
Staples are okay.
Oh, they don't mind that?
Staples will get shredded up, but it's these big, black clips that you can put on things, or especially in binders, we can't. We don't want photographs. We can't take photographs because it's a whole different type of paper.
Who would?
People do it. Don't
Bring
believe
their
me.
photos.
And we don't want old paintings. People
They really try to
off the
look
wall. Actually had one come in a frame. We did take it from the person because they were older.
Oh, that's pretty
but
nice.
we put it right up there on the garbage bin, so it was decorating during the time. But those kind of things.
Certain things make you chuckle.
And it lists it, and then also. Other items that aren't listed on this, they can go to the Swank website, like you said, about the batteries and other things, and that's SWANCC.com. And that's the waste group we belong to that handles all this recycling. And there are you can also recycle anytime during the year. Swank has a facility in Wheeling that you can bring product to all year round.
Overload.
Yes, you can bring it there. So, I mean,
or if you're
it's something
cleaning out
we
your
pay for.
parents' home and you never,
It's, it's all covered. It's a agency that's covered through your taxes. So, you know what, it's a good thing to, keep in mind if you don't want to wait around for a year and all that. And then other places, library will hold a shredding event.
Sure.
Other people, some people like to just hold them to have people come draw them towards someplace. So, but this is the one we do every year, and it's a big one. So, not a lot of people do electronics because you need a lot of heavy lifting people, and it's pretty heavy when we get the stuff done.
To do that.
But,
is there one other? What about with paint? Is there a separate?
That's a different thing, and that was changed with the state. There was a paint and oil we used to do in that, but the hazards and all that, and people were supposed to be wearing hazmat. We haven't done that for the last 2 years. The thing is now the state has come up with a program where with paint, any old paint in that, you take it back to a paint store like Ace Hardware, Home Depot, any other place to sell paint. You check with them first, but they take it back, no charge, because now when you buy a can of paint, you're paying an extra $1 for that recycling program. So the state came up with that.
Very helpful
You go buy a gallon of paint at Home Depot, you're getting charged an extra $1.
I
But
didn't
then
know that.
when
You
you're
can
done,
bring it back.
You can bring it back.
I'm
and,
so
and
glad
it's
to know that.
Half can, full can, whatever you want, or
You
again,
just walk it to
an
the
empty
paint
can's dry.
department
You can
and
throw it out.
the paint
you just
department
or
and-
at the front desk.
I thought we had to buy kitty litter, filling up, and let it out.
That's
You could
a
do
lot
that
of
too.
things.
But it's that easy.
That
Just
easy
take it
now,
back.
and that's a new program they just started.
Thank you
So-
for telling us
Well,
that.
it's new, and so we're waiting for more people are getting involved in
Yeah.
it. But now, even if you don't buy the paint at Ace Hardware, you could take it to there. So
Well, isn't that nice?
yeah, it's always something new happening with
Boy,
recycling.
yeah,
that's for
great.
sure.
All right. Well, I'm glad you got involved in this part, Jeff.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know what? It's such a good feeling, isn't it, when we spring clean and clear out stuff. It's so hard, but time-consuming. But it's a good feeling when you've got it done.
If you think of all the stuff that goes to landfills, and so the more you can get that can be reused. But I mean, that's another story about recycling on what you can recycle in your bin and what you can't. So that'd be another show.
Yeah, right. Speaking of another show, are you coming back at another time to sit here and talk to another guest?
I will be. I'll be talking to Trustee Laskin about the new Our Village 70th anniversary is this year.
Oh, that's all right.
So there'll be many different events going. I don't want to take away his thunder, but I mean, we have all sorts of different events happening, and I'll be back on here again at the end of the year for Oktoberfest.
Oh, that's always something we look forward to.
Yeah, I do too.
But let's not rush it. Let's just enjoy. The year goes so quickly. So,
it is going very quick.
So let's enjoy the beautiful colors of spring right now, and
yes,
look forward to having you. Oh yeah, we look forward to having you back over here. It was very informative. Thanks. Jeff, for filling us in on your special project you've taken charge for. And
appreciate it.
We look to see you soon.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here on In the Grove.
Thanks.
And as always, we thank you for joining Jeff and for joining me today on In the Grove. We hope to see you real soon. Bye for now.